Hello and welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, thanks for joining. I would appreciate it if you would hit that like button down below and subscribe if you enjoy this video or other sports photography videos. So, today I'm going to be going through some of the images that I took at the first home opener for the college that I cover for, and the gear that I used was the Canon R6 with the 70-200, and on my second body I used a very unique lens, and that is the 8-14 millimeter fisheye by Canon. So scratch that. Now that I'm looking, it is a 8-15 f4 with autofocus, which is kind of huge to have autofocus in such a crazy lens, but it came in, I would say handy, but it definitely gave me some unique images, and those images I will be showing in a separate video, but keep an eye out for that video. So back to the main topic. That is the images that I got with the 70-200 f2.8, the RF. It's not adapted. I shot in mechanical shutter, and I'm at about 5,000 ISO and at 800th of a second. Our gym is very dark, and that is kind of where I found my happy medium of dealing with a little bit of noise, but being able to stop the action. So 800th of a second kind of does where I kind of need it to be without being too blurry within the hands and the feet and the ball. So I get the question a lot, what is the lens that you suggest for sports photographers that are just getting into it? And I always suggest the 70-200 f2.8 if you can afford it. But with that said, it is not my favorite lens for gymnasium sports because our gym is a little dark, and even though 2.8 is considered fast when you could have much slower lenses, I would much prefer a prime. And if you saw in my recent video, I rented the 85 1.2 RF lens, and that lens is very fast, and it was perfect for volleyball. It was perfect for our gymnasium that is dimly lit, and I wish I could afford that, but maybe in the future I might get the f2. It's much cheaper, and I can't imagine it being very slow when it comes to autofocus and stuff, so I probably will be trying that out very soon. But with that said, we're going to jump into these photos, and here we go. So I'm not always directly looking at the players, so I usually see if I can get the coach in action, but then I do jump back to the action very often. I try to stay kind of close to the basket on the baseline. Usually once the season gets started and we get into divisional play, our cheer squad and our dance and our band take up both baselines, so then I've got to move more to the corner. So these early games when I can be closer to the basket and kind of in between the basket and the side, I'll try to shoot from there. So I'm typically shooting towards the stands or across to the bench, and I'm just trying to capture any action that I can. And with the 70-200, I usually start at 200 as they're coming down the court, and then I go a little wider to 70 as they push into the basket. I did find that the 70-200 is, you know, with it being a new lens, it's a little slow on zooming in, zooming out. It feels a little sticky. I think over time it'll kind of work itself a little smoother. Nothing wrong with the lens, just getting used to it. My older 70-200 EF mount that I had, it was very old, so it was very loose and very quick on from zooming from 70-200. But you know, something to get used to. I had first game jitters. I'm just trying to figure out my flow again on shooting basketball. So I got some images that I'm okay with. I just try to capture a little bit of each player. That way they have photos to kind of pick at if they need them for player of the week or defensive player of the week or whatever for our division. So occasionally I'll shoot when they're coming off the court and going to the bench, high-fiving the teammates and stuff. I try to get some close portraits there. And then if there's any unique shots of coaches just doing their thing, I kind of just move around and shoot a little bit of everything that I can. Crowd's a little small at the beginning of the year, so I try not to show too much of the stands, but you know, you kind of have to when you're shooting towards the sidelines and stuff like that. But it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to basketball again. It's been full blast football lately. We still have football. Week 2 of the playoffs is this weekend. They're off to Michigan. Budget cuts, so I'm not going. So I'll be shooting some basketball Saturday. So our second game, girls will be at home in December. First week is December. And then we'll start double headers pretty soon. So I'm going to have probably a good amount of basketball content coming out very soon. And then indoor track will be coming around the corner. And I'll probably have some videos on that as well. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a very quick one, just going through some images and talking my process. But if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, you know, if you have something that works well for you, put that down in the comments below as well. I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.